What a nice comeback win as the Phillies won 6-5 last night against the Atlanta Braves, and it was great. It was great. Obviously, the night before the Phillies blew a lead, blew a 5-run lead, and last night the Braves blew a lead and lost. So the Braves kind of got to taste their own medicine there. So let's dive right into this game. Aaron Nola was on the mound for the Phillies, and he really struggled. So we're going to talk about Aaron Nola after we talk all about this. So the scoring starts in the bottom second inning. Austin Riley hits his 11th home run of the year to left field. It's 1-0 Braves. I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God. Top third, Jay Bruce hit a ground ball to Josh Donaldson, deflected off of him, and then went towards shortstop. I think they kind of as an error. I mean, that was a tough play for him. I mean, it had a bad hop and went towards, like I said, to his if you're looking at Donaldson, if you're Donaldson, it went to his left side. So, and then Bryce scored. That tied it up at 1. Then Scott Kingery doubled. 2 runs scored. It was originally supposed to be 3, but only 2 scored because the Braves reviewed the call at home plate with Jay Bruce, and Jay Bruce was originally called out safe, and then they overturned it, and he was called out. So 3-1 Phillies. Bottom of the third, Freddie Freeman grounded out to Rhys Hoskins. Acuna scored, who got off with a let off with a leadoff double. Harper had a horrible play out in the field. He missed the ball completely. And top fourth, Cesar hits a home run to right field. It's 4-2 Phillies. Bottom of the fifth, Josh Donaldson, 3-run homer. I mean, he really crushed it. Like, it literally was obliterated into the stands. So yeah, it's 5-4 Atlanta until the top of the ninth inning when Cesar hits a literally a little weak ground ball left side. It somehow sneaks through. Kingery and Rodriguez scored. The Phillies take a 6-5 lead. They take a 6-5 lead, and that's your ball game. They win 6-5. What a bounce back win. And then that kind of sucks is that I don't want to be greedy here. I'm glad that we won the baseball game, but we could have won last night. Or not last night, before. Kind of sucks. All right, let's go to box score. Gene Siggy, 0 for 5. Has there been a player in our lineup that has struggled more? He's been terrible. Terrible. Brett Harper, 0 for 3, 246 average. I mean, it's going to come to a point where he's going to have to figure it out. And I think he will. We need him to be Harper, and he's not been Harper this year, and he needs to start figuring it out. I'm starting to. All right, JT Muto, 1 for 3. Mike Franco, 1 for 2. 0 for 1, rather. Rhys Hoskins, a guy who's been pretty good the last couple games, 1 for 3. Jay Bruce, who left the game due to hamstring tightness, was 0 for 2. Nick Williams, 0 for 2. Kingery, 3 for 3. He's been unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. Sean Rodriguez, 1 for 3. Cesar, 2 for 4. Nola, 0 for 2. Andrew Knapp, who JT Muto was hitting the groin, and Andrew Knapp had to come into the game. So, that's your ball game. Aaron Nola, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, 5 of them were earned, 2 walks, 4 Ks, 2 home runs. And J.D. Hammer, 2/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. DeCasio, 1 2/3, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. Alvarez, 1/3 of an inning, 1 strikeout. Ramos, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Neris, 1 inning. And there you go. He gets the save. He comes back after blowing a save, and the next night he gets a save. So, great win. Great win. Now, Jay Bruce had to leave the game due to hamstring tightness. I think it's just cautionary. I don't think it's anything to be seriously concerned about. I think that's what Kapler said after the game. So I don't think there's really any concern here. I don't think it's time to be concerned about it. I'm not really worried about it. So I mean, JT obviously was hitting the groin by ball. He's not going to start today because it's a night day and gay game. They're going to have Andrew Knapp to start. And he's NAS, so he's not going to start today. So I think that to be good. Give him some rest because we're going into a 4-game series in DC, and it's going to be a little tough for him. So let's give him the day off. But that does concern me a little bit because he's a good bat in our lineup, and when he's not in there, it kind of hurts. So hopefully that since he's not in there, it doesn't, well, it's definitely the impact's going to be. He might pinch hit. I don't know. Jay Bruce will probably not start today. So I don't know who they're going to put out there. I think Rodriguez, can he play? Yeah, they're probably going to put him out there. They're probably just going to put Rodriguez in left. Franco will probably start today. God help us. Anyway, let's talk about Aaron Nola. Aaron Nola has had a terrible year this year. He's been one of our worst pitchers. He's an ERA of 4.89. I mean, there's a word to describe him this year. It's been god awful. It's been god awful. I mean, look at like his numbers. They've been really bad down the last year. Now, if you remember, let's go into depth here. Now, if you remember in Aaron Nola's first few years in the league, he had a trouble, getting good grip on his pitches and really he had good stuff, but he just couldn't, he didn't have very good command. Like he couldn't put it where he wanted it to. And you know what? In 2017 or so, like around halfway point in 2017 season, he kind of figured that out a little bit. And then he was in full effect in the 2018 season because he had great stuff and he was putting it where he wanted it to. And this year almost looks like he took a step back because he still has that good stuff, but he's not putting it where he wants it to. And the pitches have not been effective. One pitch for him this year that has been absolutely horrible is the fastball. The fastball has gotten crushed, and that's a pitch that he, I don't see he relied on it heavily, but he relied on it somewhat last year. And the fastball has been absolutely just been crushed, and that's kind of a problem. So he needs to figure that out. Something's missing with him. He even admits it. He owns up to his mistakes. He understands what he's doing wrong. And I know the coaches are probably talking with him, but that fastball has been a big problem for him this year. If you're wondering what pitches and what, that fastball, he just hasn't put it where he wants it to, and it's getting crushed. And there's no movement to most of the pitches. He doesn't have good command. I think that's the biggest problem. Aaron Nola's biggest problem this year is command and putting it where he wants it to. And he just hasn't been able to do that this year. So I'm hoping that I'll figure it out because we need him to be Aaron Nola. And going into the season, we all thought that he was going to be our ace, and he has not. He's not. Zach Eflin has been our ace this year. So that is it with Aaron Nola. So do I think he'll bounce back? I do. I think he'll figure it out. There's talk about him getting sent down to the minors because the Braves did it with Kyle Freeland and the Phillies did it with, obviously, Nick Pivetta. I don't see that happening necessarily, but possibly. But Aaron Nola, I mean, the thing is with Nick Pivetta, he didn't have a great year like Aaron Nola did last year. So it's kind of hard to explain, but you got it. You guys know what I'm saying. Like Aaron Nola, even though he's having a rough season, overall in his career, he's done better than Nick Pivetta, right? So that's why I do not think they're going to send him down. Bryce Harper. We need Bryce Harper to be Bryce Harper. And he just hasn't been that guy this year. 246 hitter. And, my friends, we're talking about it, and he said to me, he's like, Harper's never been the same ever since he had that hyperextended knee injury. And he's somewhat right because he hasn't been the same. And I don't know if that's just a coincidence or I don't know. I hope it's a coincidence because he just hasn't been that same guy. He turned into a 240 hitter, 250 hitter. And that's not worth $330 million. I expect him to be hitting 270, 280. Now, it's too early to get on him and say that he's underperformed. I mean, the power numbers have been down. The average hasn't been good. The doubles have been really, really good, though. That's something that's really, really good for him this year. But, I mean, I'm sure he'll drive in around 100 runs because I think it's already at like 48. So, I don't know. I think we'll figure it out. But a guy who has been terrible this past week has been Gene Segura. I don't want to say past week, but the guy who's been terrible this series has been Gene Segura. His average drops to 279. So I mean, he needs to figure it out. Like, wasn't this guy supposed to be our 300 hitter? So much for that, right? Good God. Yeah. I mean, it's been even though we won the baseball game yesterday. It was just kind of like a you know we could kind of scrapped it all together, and it wasn't the prettiest win, but we still won the baseball game. Now, a guy has been really good this year and has done what I expected him to do is Rhys Hoskins. 274 average, 15 home runs, 49 RBIs. He'll probably drive in around 100 this year. I'll say he's going to hit 35 to 40 home runs. Excuse me, 35 to 40 home runs. And he'll probably get 100 RBIs or so. Assuming, and this is assuming if he doesn't get hurt. So, I'm really impressed with Rhys. I understand he kind of goes through periods where he struggles, but every player in this game does. So it's hard to be that same player day in and day out for all 160 games of the year. But he's been really good this year. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Today is still a to be determined. I think it's going to be an opener. They're going to call Cole Irvin and up, and we'll see what he does. They're probably going to do an opener. So we got to win. That's awesome. We're not going to get swept out, but we should have. I hate to be greedy like this, but we should have won the first game. We should be sitting here today saying, let's get the sweep. Instead, we're saying, let's get the series win. So it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. But, okay, let's get the win today. And we go out to D.C. 4-game series. Bryce Harper. I think he's going to have a really big series. I think he's going to be woken up when he goes back to D.C. He's like, you know what, guys? I'm going to stick it up to you because you didn't pay me the money I wanted. So hopefully that's what Harper's attitude is. Well, I know it's going to be his attitude, but I'm hoping that's what he does on the field. So let's check out divisional news. Obviously, the Braves lost because we played them. Obviously. The Mets won. So, yeah, the Mets won 8-7. Now, they almost blew it, actually. So, yeah, 34 and 36. I'm not worried about the Mets. I think they're pretty much done. The Yankees acquired Edwin Encarnacion from the Mariners, one of my favorite players. I understand this isn't Phillies related, but Edwin Encarnacion has always been one of my favorite players in the game. And I just think the Yankees are it's so unfair. Like, they have Stanton, Judge, Sanchez, Luke Voigt, and Edwin Encarnacion. Like, it's like, wow. They have so many good power hitters on their team. Totally unfair. Like, they have so many good players. The Nationals lost 10-3. Steven Strasburg was absolutely horrible in that one. So, just to look ahead to this DC series, what pitchers we're going to be facing off of, if you guys are wondering. The first game, Arrieta will be on the mound, but for the Nationals, they don't know it's to be determined. Second game was going to be Zach Eflin, 6-6 with a 2.81 ERA. Last time he pitched there, it was way back in April. He did really well, so hopefully he does that again on Thursday. Not Thursday. Wednesday, rather. Nick Pivetta faces off against his former team, the Nationals. It's to be determined for the Nationals, though. And Friday, obviously, or Thursday, obviously. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, we don't know who's going to be pitching that game. So, yeah, I appreciate all this support. And Nola's actually going to be pitching that last game. So, but it says to be determined because it's that far ahead, so it can't jump that far ahead. That's why it says to be determined. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Appreciate all the support, all the likes and everything. Just make sure you click the subscribe button. Check the Instagram link below, the Twitter. And check out my second channel where I upload mixtapes. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm Luke. I'll talk to you later. Bye.